That's the version of the song that we need. This power metal.
If we had the budget, I'd love
If we had the budget for a Dragon Force-esque Shoot Brothers theme, that'd be perfect. But for now, we get the theme that we get, because this is the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Welcome all. Heels, baby faces, red brand, blue brand, gold brand, yellow brand?
Gold brand, yellow brand. There was a purple.
No, there was a purple brand back there. Yeah. I think Impact's like a light blue brand. Light blue brand.
Yeah, we got lots.
We got a lot of. We got all the brands are welcome here. This is Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast, the only wrestling podcast you can find online, which is hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne, my co-host Mike the Shoot Shepherd, sitting there on the other line.
Yes, online
all the time. We got a great show coming up here, because Goldberg's champ. I don't know if you remember that part. Maybe that little nugget of information you've tried to repress or something. And the WrestleMania cards are shaping up over there. Of course, we had AEW's Revolution pay-per-view, the first of its name. But before we get all to that action, let's take a little stop, because we have a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. That's what I said it right off the bat. We have a new Tweet of the Week champion. Of course, last week, or rather last show, yeah, like we said, it's only a couple days since we had our last show. Matt Riddle was out there saying something to someone. He was complimenting Goldberg on his win this year, because it's gotten a lot of people. This whole Goldberg bearing the Fiend thing has gotten a lot of people up in arms.
Yeah, and
a lot of people are talking about this. The posts I've seen of the Fiend. Remember that Hell in a Cell match? He was buried with like the ladders and all the shit, and he's getting beat up, and he still gets up right away. And then he's taking a half-ass jackhammer, and and he's eating a pin. It's gotten everybody all up in arms. But this week's Tweet of the Week champion, Vince Russo, bro,
the other from bro to bro,
the bro to bro connection. Of course, yeah, he's gonna chime in, because he always does. Where he says, "Take it from me, a wrestler or character is never dead, bro." He even writes "bro" in the tweet. Bro, this shit is written. It's made up. A writer pens the story. The story has ebbs and flows. Today's jobber could be tomorrow's world champion. Man, how people have lost sight of that. Not real, all caps, not real people, not real.
Well, I don't quite agree with what he's saying there. I mean, you can still...
Well, Vince
the story
Russo's
can change, but it could still be bad during the way,
Of course, I guess that's one of the ebbs in the flows that he would be talking about. Of course, Vince Russo's going to come out there and stir the shit, and he was saying the same things in that interview with Jericho, which was just kind of like he's the writer only, Imagine we never hear about the guy who's just writing.
Well, he still thinks that AEW and WWE are one and the same.
Well, that's because Vince Russo has an idea of the shoot meter. Yeah. Because that's not even something we've talked about. Because that's
ours is not even on the same.
That's probably pretty low on this show's radar. But who knows? Over on that Vince Russo show, he could be buying up those rumors.
Yeah, he's popping off. But there you go, bro.
There you go, bro.
Champ. Okay.
To even write it in the tweet, like he took, you get like 280 characters, I guess. Like he took 3 characters of that to say, bro.
It's not a character. That's just part of his. That's him.
That's a good point. That's just who he is. I'm surprised he didn't write bro more often. Honestly, in like 3 sentences, he only said it once. That sounds like actually a little low.
I don't know. I have to keep an eye on the Twitter. Keep a count.
On the bro count.
Yeah.
Oh, there's too many counts. There's too many things we'd have to keep track of. If we're doing bro counts. But there he is.
We need a secretary.
Yeah, we need somebody.
Where's Leva? Leva Bates isn't doing much these days.
We need someone to just scribe every single episode, because of course, there's like 60 episodes of maybe some decent wrestling trivia.
Yeah, we need some stats,
There
these
could be-
notes, these like I said, we could make a whole board game out of it.
We could make a whole like Trivial Pursuit-esque thing. Everything's divided into
Yeah.
topics.
We've already got different categories.
We already had different categories, like like that Cranium, where there's the art side where you have to
Exactly.
You're singing stuff, and you're and
Shoot Brothers Home Edition. We one of these days.
yeah, we need the Scene It Shoot Brothers, where it's the DVD. When you're like choosing on the menu.
Yeah, well, it might be hard to get the footage to use.
Oh no, we'll just film.
Oh, like us?
I was gonna say we just film a television playing stuff off the network, and then kind of like splice that in
Sure.
somehow to make it work. I'm just thinking, we don't want to isolate those people who have DVD players. We want to lean into that.
That soon to be retro
Highly
technology.
profitable market, the DVD and Blu-ray people.
Somewhat. I don't know. It's moving backwards now. It's vinyl. It's all about the vinyl. We got to come out with the Shoot Brothers vinyl record band.
That's
EP.
what it'll be. It'll be the the first podcast on vinyl.
And all the theme songs are on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
No, I don't
All
think
the
you could fit the length of one of our shows on. You would need like
No.
4.
It'd be like a double,
It'd be
double
like a
album, both sides.
double album, both sides.
But you could fit all our theme songs. They're short.
You could have a nice one. You could have 2 sides of that probably. One maybe.
Who would buy a podcast on a vinyl? Imagine.
Yeah, that's a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
That really is. But let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on here with the show because wrestling's not all about Twitter. There are actual non-social media related things you can actually talk about. So we're gonna hop right over to AEW's Revolution.
Review. First pay-per-view of the year, 2020.
Yes,
decade.
of the.
We can still say those things.
Really? No, for AEW's first pay-per-view of the year, right?
Yeah, of the decade.
Of the decade, that's true. You know what, Mike? After you said last week of the AEW pay-per-view coming to Toronto, you said in 2020. Is that what you said?
Well, Cody said he bets the fan $100 that there'll be a pay-per-view this year.
This year, of course.
Like it could be the next Full Gear or something. It could be in November.
It could be. I think so. Double or Nothing. They have Double or Nothing. They have booked for whatever May.
Yeah.
They don't have no announcement on the next All Out.
I thought it was in the same place, but maybe not. Maybe
I have not heard, or at least Wikipedia's information page has not been updated to include that. And
well,
call me crazy, but I think Wikipedia is actually a pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's
pretty good
one
tool.
of the most reliable sources in the world.
Well, I got to give it top 3 most reliable sources out there. But yeah, like you said, Full Gear or All Out could happen in Toronto.
If it's All Out, yeah, it's even sooner. That's fine with me.
But for right now, we're in Chicago. I think. Why are we always in Chicago? I think AEW.
Was it Chicago?
It's
I
always.
thought it was like
we're always in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the Windhurst Center. There we go. For AEW's first pay-per-view. So let's kick it off.
Yeah, they've had like 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah, they're always in. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's leave Chicago at least. But Mike, there was a pre-show, and you probably watched it.
Yeah, there was a couple. It was all right. So SCU taking on Dark Order. The minions are out there doing their shit, cheating. Christopher Daniels is not there, and in the middle of all this, there's what happens? Oh yeah, the Scorpios guy. He rolls up Stu, Evil Uno, pins him, blah blah blah. But then after the match, the minions they're beating on SCU, and then Colt Cabana comes out to make his save and his AEW debut. Because I guess he's now signed. So
Chicago's own. I guess he was there.
Chicago's own, yeah. If they couldn't get CM Punk, they got Colt Cabana.
Couldn't get CM Punk, so you get what's the second best thing if you can't get CM Punk?
Yeah,
you get Colt Cabana.
So Cabana comes out. He tries to help, but then the minions, the Dark Order, they start beating him up. But then the music starts playing of the Dark Order. They stop. They do their pose, their hand thing, and then this hooded robed figure walks out onto the stage. So is this the Exalted One? Nope. He throws off his robe. It's Christopher Daniels who jumps in, attacks the Dark Order. So then they clear the ring. So the tease continues, but at least that kind of shows you that it's not Christopher Daniels. Hopefully,
unless it's what the double
swerve, yeah.
double fake.
Yeah.
They're not going to show us who that guy is on a pre-show.
Yeah, but it was a fun tease for a second to see the robed figure come out.
Of course, it will. It's because it has to happen. It has to happen sooner rather than later.
And it probably was the Dark Order's best wrestling match. Why? I mean, SCU is a good opponent, but they're getting, I think they're finding they've changed their outfits a tiny bit. They're getting their look better. The gimmick's getting a bit better.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, in theory, they should have been over from the get-go, I think. Like, they're a tag team with a thing.
Yeah, but no one knew who the hell they were.
And just nobody knew who they were. There's so many tag teams that don't have a thing.
Mm-hmm. And there were so many amazing tag teams to
exactly right in that
time.
way that like the Best Friends and the Young Bucks, neither one of them necessarily have a thing.
Yeah,
they're both kind of like we do this, we're buddies, and some super kicks, right? Like they don't have like a theme around them. Where the Dark Order is only that.
Yeah, and now they are adding a couple more things, which is nice. But let's go on to the main show. What we all came for.
The main card.
The main card. We start off with the what do they call him? Dustin Rhodes.
I think they just call him Dustin Rhodes.
He's got some sort of nickname. Anyways, Dustin Rhodes taking on Jake Hager in his AEW debut. And he, of course, his wife's there at ringside, so Hager comes out. He makes out with her, and later on in the match, Dustin gets in her face. She tries to punch him, so Dustin blocks, and he kisses her. But we let him get away with it.
But we let him get away with
it. But no, it's just fun match. The crowd loves Dustin. Hager, he's just kind of like a less beefy Brock Lesnar, similar kind of moves, lots of suplexes, strikes. He's even got the same kind of look with the shorts on now. Mm-hmm. I think a couple times JR called him Swagger. He had to correct himself. He's like, I'm sorry if I call him Swagger, but he does have lots of that.
What's the reference on that?
Well, his name used to be Jack Swagger.
Ooh, okay.
WWE,
Swagger to Hager.
Okay.
So
a little slip up, but it's fine.
I just assume. I think you could kind of play that off as just like that's a man who had a stroke, and if they said Swagger instead of Hager, I would be like, it's okay. They've had a stroke and they're like 70.
Sure. Yeah, they can always
play it off that like he's JR and he's old. You don't get it.
Yeah. Dustin, he had a shirt that says, I'm here to fight Jericho's bitch. So the crowd was chanting Jericho's bitch at Hager throughout the match. Mm-hmm. I think that'll catch on. Anyways, eventually.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So anyways, Dustin's getting his moves in. Crowd super behind him. But then Hager kicks him in the balls behind the ref's back. And then he locks in this standing arm triangle. And he gets the submission victory as Dustin passes out. So he needed the win. He got a big win. And crowd will love Dustin whether he wins or loses.
Of course, but first match here and looking pretty good. I mean, he's been Jericho's lackey for how many
months?
3, 4, 5 months now. I mean, it is kind of hard to tell, and so hopefully we see more Hager though. He is the muscle of that crew.
Yeah. Well, you said you hadn't seen him wrestle before. What was your impression?
Well, I guess I had never seen anything. Yeah. My impression, it was cool. It was probably booked the way that like it felt safe more than nothing else.
Yeah.
Like
nothing too ambitious, but nothing sloppy.
Nothing sloppy. Dustin's going to give you a good match. That makes sense. It's going to be well timed. And
the Natural, is that what they call Dustin?
I think they call him the Natural.
Natural, yeah.
And then we'll get another. I did like the adjusted face paint though. It gave him like a Joker type thing with the smile, the red smile.
Yeah. He usually splits it vertically. This time he just horizontally, the bottom half. It was cool.
And big shout out to Jake Hager's wife, if that was actually his wife or if it was an actress.
I think it seemed real.
Whoever it was, that was kind of funny and way to go. Like take a smooch by the Natural, and it was
get that face paint all up on your.
She was covered with face paint. That's why I felt like God, like way to go. You had to go the rest of the night like covered with face paint and stuff, and it adds a little bit of fun. It's harmless.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I thought it was
kissing
fine.
some man's wife is harmless.
You know,
like.
I felt worse for the goat that they had to bring out.
It's a good point.
So
That's a good point. Yeah, me too. Me too.
But in between matches, they announced that there's going to be a new match that will take place on a special episode of Dynamite, March 25th. We're going to get 2 rings covered by one giant cage. You know the rest.
You know the rest.
Yeah, that's literally what they said. This is war.
So
but they can't call it War Games, so it's called Dynamite, Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts, and Tony Schiavone immediately said right after, "We love Blood and Guts." So I guess presumably the name War Games is trademarked by WWE. Presumably, this is war. You know the rest. A little nod of like we all know what's going on here.
Yeah, we don't care. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's going to be a good match.
And I guess like the trademark only goes as far as the name. And I wonder if Vince McMahon has ever tried to trademark a match stipulation like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly how far you can go with. Because couldn't you just trademark? Couldn't you try to trademark just a basic one-on-one match and trademark every possible match type there is?
Yeah, it's like we invented a match that involves tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of hockey leagues in the world. People can't just say, "Hey, only I can." I don't know. That's our lawyer's job.
Weird. It is weird, but yeah, but we're gonna get a War Games match on free television, which is something WWE would never do.
Well, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, these are kind of like they do these every once in a while, like the Bash at the Beach. It's like these mini pay-per-views.
Of course, yeah. Well, you bring some fun, bring something new. And
I'm
people
excited.
like seeing that shit, and that seems like a very WWE thing to keep it. Like we're only allowed to see Hell in a Cell once a year. There's no chance that we'll see it.
Sometimes at WrestleMania.
I mean, what the Shane McMahon Undertaker like 5 or 6 years ago?
Like
yeah, like
Triple
I mean, I
H.
guess there are those rare cases, but we would never just get a Hell in a Cell on a random Monday.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is
not on a random Monday.
Yeah, exactly. You would know
if
ahead
they
of
walk
time,
in and
obviously.
see it hanging in the building.
You would know what's happening because you saw a big cage hanging from the Jumbotron. You would know.
They did actually have a Hell in a Cell on Raw once back in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, see, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. Mm-hmm. But that'll be fun. Let's go back to the card here. The next match, Sammy Guevara, the sexy, what do they call
Spanish
him?
God.
Yeah, good. I was going to say something worse. The sexy Spanish God taking on Darby Allin, the Tony Hawk. I don't know. He doesn't have a nickname, does he? He's just a
Darby Allin, no.
I don't know. Anyways,
the Reckless, the Daredevil.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Sammy and Darby, before they can even start fighting, shit gets wild. They're fighting outside, throwing each other into the barricades. Darby hangs Sammy on the guardrail, and he goes for this suicide dive into him, which is, I don't know, close call. We get skateboards tossed into people's faces, and then Sammy sets up a table and hits a fucking 630 off the top rope onto Darby through the table.
Wild.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was one of the craziest just straight up flips I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to do a 450, and then he fucking did the whoosh. Oh, so only a few people in the world can even do that.
They probably do that, yeah.
So, and that's the match hasn't even started yet. So they finally get in the ring, bell rings, Sammy hits a big Spanish fly off the top rope for a near fall. Sammy removes the turnbuckle pad, exposes that steel ring, but Darby monkey flips him into it, hits his float over stunner, and follows it up with the big coffin drop to get the win. So great match from two stars of the future of this company.
Yeah, many, many, many years. When it's all said and done, both of these guys will be multiple time world champions.
Yeah.
And they're just really just gonna use the most of their time, especially that crazy flip out of the table. Like none of us, I didn't see it coming. It's just like okay, he's gonna go for a little thing, and then nobody in the crowd saw it coming too, which was also like
it was a huge
holy
moment.
Shit. Darby Allin will be the face of AEW one day.
Yeah, he's just one of those dark, brooding faces, like the Sting type of character.
I cannot wait for that Darby Allin Orange Cassidy main event. That's going to be huge. That it will be. That'll be a big thing. And kudos to Sammy Guevara, who keeps taking losses, but is really owning his character and always putting on good matches.
Yeah, and even in the loss, the spot we remember most is his 6:30. So
yeah, probably.
Made it. Yeah. But great match.
Great match. One hell of a match. What's next?
Well, that theme will continue because we've got the AEW Tag Team Championship bout with the Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega taking on the Young Bucks. And man, what a match this was. Just amazing wrestling, amazing storytelling. Things were getting more heated and personal as they go on. It starts off, the Young Bucks are still trying to play friendly. Matt tries to shake Page's hand, but he spits right in his face. So from then on, it was on. So crowd was so hot for Page, man. Everything he does, all the cowboy shit chants. The Bucks just kind of transitioned into the heels.
Bucks really healing it up there too, like taking their time in the ring. I think they were going after Kenny's shoulder at one point, kind of just
early on. Kenny stopped Page from powerbombing Nick through the table, the timekeeper thing. But then later on, they didn't show the same sympathy. Like you said, they ripped off his kinesio tape and started targeting that shoulder.
Not the kin tape.
Yeah, and lots of big moves. So they had it's like every other pay-per-view, they had the elevated ramp, which was here again tonight. So that entrance ramp, the Young Bucks hit the Indie Taker onto Page, which kills him on the ramp.
No, that was the Meltzer driver.
I thought it was just the Indie Taker because he didn't flip into it.
Oh, no, okay. I didn't see what the other one was doing. Okay, yeah, it may have been. Whatever it was, he was dead.
Either way, he fucking killed him. The crowd booed that spot, which would normally be cheered because they just hated the Bucks right now.
And on the ramp too, that's
yeah.
Extra greasy.
Hangman, at one point, he was channeling his inner Marty Scurll. He did that villainous kick and then the chicken wing submission. And yeah.
But then someone hits a splash to break that one up. Someone hits a 450 splash. And then it was just like fucking this V-trigger-a-thon for a little bit there, too. I think Kenny hits like 4 or 5 in a row at one point.
And then Kenny goes for the one-winged angel, but his injured shoulder prevents him from hitting it. So Page picks the guy up and says, fucking, he hits the one-winged angel of his own. But he only gets a 2 count. But super hot. Everyone was going nuts for that. They hit the buckshot V-trigger combo as well, which Matt kicks out of. So finally, Adam Page just says, fuck it. And he hits a buckshot lariat on both of them and gets the 3 count to retain the titles after a 30-minute tag team classic. What a match. Excellent match.
Wow.
5 stars? I'll give it 5 stars.
Oh my! Is this a Mike 5 stars or is this like an actual 6 stars? But Mike's giving it 5 stars.
No, this is a 5. I mean,
okay, so
there will be other 5 stars.
It's March 2nd as of this recording.
I don't even say it for every match.
You don't say it for a match. That's true. So if it stands out to you, it must really be standing out. You know what? It's March 2nd right now. Where's I can if I'm dropping the shoot meter on this being the match of the year, I would be totally confident in that.
I'm not as confident in that. Like last year when I saw Cody Dustin, I knew this one. It could be match of the year.
It could be match of the year.
I still have faith in the future as well. Not that this can't live up.
Yeah, it's unfortunately for me, I think every single other match I'll see all year is just flat out. It's just flat out downhill from from the action to and I think like we said this last time, the Bucks will always be liked, and they're not anymore. I think we were just talking about that last show, and this constant Adam Page heel,
Page is just he went
heel
he's
tease.
Like he's just one of the top guys. Like he went from just being kind of bland cowboy guy to now everyone fucking loves everything he does.
Yeah, everyone's really on board, and it was that's cool. Yeah, I don't think of Adam Page as being like if I'm going, if we're going to an AEW show, Adam Page, it wouldn't be one of the first guys I'd think of that you'd be stoked to see. But he's winning crowds over.
He's working his way up there. Yeah,
he really is.
6 months ago, he wouldn't even be in my top 10. Now he would make that for sure.
And this is and this is just like booking that's paid off.
Yeah, I love it.
And
they so at the end of the match when they finally do win, they tease for a second. He's in the position like he's going to do the buckshot lariat, but then he just like holds the rope open. And even just that tease at the end. But Kenny left with him this time. They left together as friends.
Well, of course, they're both champions together, right? And
Yeah.
even like at the end of the match, the Young Bucks are trying to like motion towards Adam Page, like, no, like you guys won. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Celebrate. Like it's all chill. Man, I can't wait to see where this goes. Also,
Yes, it's been great. It's been great storytelling so far. We'll see.
let's keep moving on.
Yeah, let's move on. We get the Women's Championship match. The newly crowned Nyla Rose taking on Chris Statlander. And this match was in a bit of a tough spot.
I think literally anything, and especially the way the rest of the card kind of plays out, there's nothing you could have put. Any match would have suffered after this match.
Yeah.
Anything would have suffered.
Yeah, so the crowd, they were a little bit flat a bit for so it wasn't, and the match itself, it wasn't quite what I'd hoped it was or wanted it to be, but it was still all right. The wrestling was fine. Nyla being the big heel, crowd still into Statlander as a babyface. I guess the one memorable spot was when Statlander was hung up on the ropes. Nyla was going to go for her big drop kick, and then she just kind of does a handstand, walks away, poses in front of Nyla. But eventually, Nyla hits the big powerbomb off the second rope to retain her title.
Yeah, all these two need to do is kind of like build on this match. Statlander is she's the future player, as it were.
Yeah, future babyface of the division.
In that women's division. So, just kind of fucking keep it going. You need to have a women's championship match on a pay-per-view. So, there's no...
And I mean, compared to all the other matches, this match, if one match had to be in this dead spot here, this was probably the one to do anyways.
Yeah, it was.
Normally,
I also thought kicking off the show with the Dustin Rhodes Jake Hager match. I thought that was a weird choice too.
Yeah, that one. You could have swapped with Sammy Darby maybe. But
yeah, exactly. Something that maybe would have gotten the crowd a little bit more into it. I mean, that's nitpicking at that point. But yeah, these ladies got it going on.
It was passable. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But not amazing like I want every match to be.
I want every single thing to be a Mike 5 stars.
If they're capable of it.
I want every match to be a Mike 5.
Yeah, but like I said, not all 5s are created equal.
Not all 5s are created equal. Yeah.
But you have to have some boundaries, some limits.
I'm glad that you have those limits there, because some people just go out and I hear they're at 8 stars now.
That's what I mean.
I hear they're at 8 stars. Is something
once
ever
you get
gonna...
to 10 star, then what's a 5-star match even mean?
Well, I guess
Anyway.
yeah. Are we ever gonna, in our lifetime or in Uncle Dave's lifetime, will we see a 9-star match?
I'm not. I will not rule it out.
You're not gonna rule it out. You're not gonna rule it out.
Nope.
Neither would I.
Nope.
Neither would I. Quite frankly.
Yeah. But let's go on here. We've got the blood feud. Literally, we've had blood in this thing, and we'll get some more because we got Cody Rhodes taking on MJF. He made it through the lashings. He made it through the cage match with Wardlow. He's got a live performance by the band Downstate of his entrance theme song.
That was pretty cool, too.
That was cool, but, whether this is cool or not, I'm sure the first thing that everyone noticed was that Cody has a fucking neck tattoo.
Wasn't that something? See, I'm watching this. I thought to myself it was just they just make-upped it on.
Yeah,
it was
took me a few,
it was a decal or something. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, it's gonna wipe off later in the match.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm like, it looks weird, but he would, there's no way he would.
It wasn't until I think this morning or after I was watching the show did I see Cody hey guys, I got a tattoo. Shout out.
I heard. Well, during the match, JR said something. I was like, "That is a real tattoo," or something.
Okay. I may have missed that. I may have missed that part.
And then online after I saw there was a lot of backlash, and
I think I don't know. Our today's trivia might tie in a little bit to to some tattoos. But yeah, Cody fucking went for it. That's like
No, yeah. I mean, you and I, we both have tattoos. We love tattoos. But to go from a simple text on your chest to a fucking neck tattoo as your second piece of ink,
and
is
also
crazy.
I've heard of places where tattoo parlors or tattoo artists. There's kind of this a Hippocratic oath, as it were, where if you don't have a single tattoo and then you want one on your face or your neck or the back of your hand, some tattoo artists may try to veer you in a different direction as to placement for that, just to go for Go
Yeah,
for
I've
something
heard
so ballsy, I guess, but you're Cody Rhodes. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So
Yeah,
Cody
you're a rich
Rhodes
celebrity.
has a red and blue. Of course, the
Yeah.
folks listening at home,
It's like
it's
the,
his logo. It's like the
His
Nightmare logo.
family. Skull, red, white, and blue.
And it's
skull.
not like a small one either.
It's
fucking huge. And that guy, I mean, the guy's probably like 6'3", 6'4". He's a big guy. And he has a
it's
big
not.
fucking
It's just
neck tattoo. It's wild.
Yeah,
Love
It's
it. Love it. Love it.
You can love it. I don't know about the placement and the arrangement of it.
Have you seen Jack Gallagher's new tattoos? By the way,
No,
remember
but I heard
Remember that guy?
something.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I
covered
heard,
with him now. He didn't quite go full T.J. Perkins mode, but he got quite. Has anyone checked in on T.J. Perkins lately? Is he doing okay?
I don't know. Where does he work?
I think Impact or. Whatever that is. Anyways, moving on from the tattoo because.
Are you ready? I don't know if I'm ready to move on. From
Okay,
the
no, we're sticking on the tattoo still. Mike, anything else you still want to say?
No, I mean, yes, I applaud his passion, his desire to do it. I just, I think he could have spent a little more time thinking about the placement of it, or.
Because you would think that exact tattoo on your shoulder blade makes perfect sense.
Like the way it's just tilted and stuff. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I love tattoos. I'm not hating him. If he's happy with it, that's fine.
I'm putting him over. I'm putting that one over.
Cue the theme song.
There it is.
Brandy.
That's what the putting over segment should be. It should just be, instead of like it being like a moment that happens, it's just
it never had to be. It was always.
If you ever just have something to put over, you say it, and then we
pops in.
soundboard drop the theme, and it's right there. It's right there.
Okay.
I'm putting it over.
Well, Brandy Rhodes herself came out afterwards and said that she hates it as well. So good to know. She's like, but Cody, when he wants something,
was it a shoot or?
It was a shoot. It was a shoot.
Was she shooting?
Real.
I don't know.
Yeah, she does not like it, but whatever. I'll live with it. It's just whatever. Let's move on. There was a match. We had a real good match.
Mike,
to get
I
to
don't
here.
think you want to move on though. I think that's why.
I just love
I'm just looking at it right now. Like it's the size of your hand on your neck. Like I'm kind of trying to size
I don't
it
hate
up.
the art. I just hate the way the where it is and the tilt of it. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I think it would look better just as a traditional. Put it on his other pectoral or put it on his arm. It would have been. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
He was obviously dead set on that spot. So.
Gotta love him for that though. Gotta love him for that. But let's get to the actual match because this wasn't just a display of Cody's new tattoo. No, this was a match that has been months and months in the work now. We got through the lashings, we got through Wardlow, we got through like not touching him, which was a weird. It was
there.
But it was there, and the match has finally come.
Yeah, so Cody's got Brandy and Arn in his corner. MJF's got the Wardlow. And then early on, Brandy just causes shit, grabs a beer, splashes it in his face. Wardlow, that is. And then, MJF, he's just putting him in these submissions, locking Cody's shoulders behind his back, so he has to bite onto the rope to break this submission. And then MJF, I don't even know where it happened, but he gets busted open at some point.
I'm not sure either. I think he just cut himself when he was
it was down, a blade job.
Yeah, when he was down beside the ring.
I think it was during the shenanigans with like Wardlow and Brandy jumping on him and stuff.
Somewhere in the shenanigan in the midst.
Yeah, so he comes up, he's bleeding, he's busted open. So Cody takes advantage, starts pounding at his bloody head. So we were wrong. We both predicted blood, but we thought Cody was going to be the one to bleed.
I thought it was going to be Cody, but you know what? After no, I guess you don't bleed much when you get a tattoo. Never mind. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, there's a bit of blood, but yeah, this made sense. One of MJF, he takes off Cody's boot. He exposes that broken toe. He starts stomping on it, and he even bites it at one point. So real life injury coming into effect there.
Yeah, that was cool, or at least even if it's like shit, I wonder how often shit like that is real. Like all AEW had to do was tweet out a little Cody Rhodes suffered a broken toe, and then suddenly we have an entire angle. You know, because it lets MJF do something shitty and go after your injury and bite your toe or whatever.
That's the blurred lines of the wrestling world. You never really know.
It's it's so incredibly effective.
Yeah, if a guy's good at selling, you don't know if he's actually hurt or if it's just a shoot, a work. We don't know. But good match. Eventually, Cody, he takes off his belt. He starts whipping. He's going to whip MJF, but the ref's like, come on, Cody. But he's like, he hit me 10 times. Let me get him one more. So the ref says, okay, one more. And he does.
He gives him that.
He lets him in the one.
Come on, look what this guy did to me. Okay,
and then he tosses the belt into the crowd. MJF hits his, not the double cross, he called it, but Cody kicks out. Cody hits 2 crossroads in a row. He goes for a third. But MJF pulls a diamond ring out of his trunks and he clocks him with that ring punch and gets the 3 count. So the heel wins with the great drama, great match. We got the blood. Good. The feud is not over though.
Yeah, feud's not over. The crowd was a little bit weird for this one for me too. Especially like this match had the hottest build possibly on this whole card, right? Short of our main event. But yeah, this like the spots at the end of the match or towards the end was that type of heat hype that I was really hoping for. And just MJF getting to be all fucking cowardly. I do like one thing. Like we said last week, the managers that look like they're doing something, but not just Zelina Vega slapping on the side of the ring. Arn Anderson,
well, that's what they're supposed to do.
Arn Anderson comes to the ring with like a laminated piece of paper, although as if he's calling plays from the sideline.
The coach.
It's actually like he's like sitting there going, telling Cody, like, okay, you're gonna hit him with this, and then hit him with one of these. And
Cody, Chicago special.
They're both covering their mouths when they're talking to each other. I don't know. Just and it wasn't just a piece of paper. It wasn't just a white piece of paper. You could see. You couldn't see what it was, but you could see that there was writing. You could see that some chunks were like highlighted green, others were highlighted yellow.
So do professional sports teams have lip readers that coaches think are just watching the cameras?
Well, that's what it's all. That's the whole kind of like.
But do they?
But do they?
I mean, I know the Houston Astros probably.
If you could pay somebody to maybe give you a competitive advantage, would you? I think that's really kind of what it comes down to, right? Either maybe some sports organizations would say no.
But couldn't you use that against you? Start melding things that you're not going to do and fuck with them?
I mean, you could, but like, it's like you have like just with your team. It's like when you say, like we're running the ball, it actually means we're passing the ball. Or like do like two whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like you would have like a whole codex of different terminology. I'm not sure, but they're playing something off, and
But anyways, yes, I agree. Good managerial roles on both ends.
But we'll give it a bit of time for this to cool off, and then we'll come right back. Blood and guts.
Maybe there'll be war games involved.
They'll be in the blood and guts. Who knows? Because I guess we need possibly 3. Yeah, it's not called war games, Mike. Don't get ahead.
They haven't really.
Don't get ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, we don't know any of the steps yet. If it's going to be tag teams, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, we don't know.
Maybe just 2 guys in 2 rings.
Maybe just 1-on-1.
Maybe just 1-on-1.
2 rings, 2 guys. That's a lot of room.
That's a lot of room. There's a lot of room to make a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah. But let's go to the co-main event here.
Co-main event, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and the crowd was everyone. Yes, everyone.
Oh my God.
We've been waiting months for this. Pac taking on the singles debut of freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, who's accompanied by the Best Friends, of course. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he comes out to wrestle, the crowd's chanting, "Holy shit!" right off the bat. They're so pumped to see him.
I've never seen a crowd more excited.
Yeah, and early on, he catches Pac off guard early on with a couple takedowns, like an arm drag or 2 with his hands in his pockets. But Pac, he played along well. They exchanged super weak kicks on each other. But then Orange Cassidy, he does get more serious as the match goes on. Starts hitting some good moves. Pac hits an avalanche brain buster, but he lets up off the pin at 2 count. And he goes to set up for the Black Arrow, but Orange Cassidy just slowly rolls out of the way. So he grabs him, sets him up on the other side, but then he just rolls out to the other corner, which the crowd loved. Standing ovation for that.
Him rolling from side to
Just
side
rolling away.
was huge. Like I can't even put into words
Like the pop for that.
the
just for him
pops.
rolling.
And this was again one of those wrestling shows that I was super glad that I'm watching it by myself, because I'm just screaming at myself. I'm screaming at the screen. I'm slapping on my the ottoman in the middle of the room there. And that was one of those moments where you just can't help but just fucking laugh.
Yeah, it was great. He gets back up. He gets fired up. He hits a big Superman punch, followed by his stun dog millionaire. He hits a big air raid crash, so he's getting some near falls. But then these fucking assholes, the Lucha Brothers, come out to start causing a ruckus. So the best friends fight with them, and all this shenanigan distracts Orange Cassidy. So Pac wrenches his arm down, locks in the brutalizer, and gets the submission victory. But we all still love OC.
Gets the submission victory and might have been the most pleasant surprise I've ever seen on a pay-per-view.
What, the match itself?
Just the match itself. You're
surprised? I thought it was going to be good.
Oh, of course. Well, we knew
I knew it was going to be great.
We knew it was going to be good, but we didn't know it was going to be this. And Orange Cassidy busting out those high-flying DDTs everywhere he goes. Yeah, that Superman punch, which they didn't know what to call, because I guess WWE has that trademark too. So
well, they don't own the name Superman, so
that's a good point. But maybe they own the name rights to his.
It's a UFC move. People have done that in MMA.
Maybe.
Right? I think they call it that in MMA.
That is what it's called. That is what it's
jumps
called.
Off the cage and.
You bring the Lucha Bros in at the end there.
They're kind of the Lucha Brothers are kind of aimless, right?
They're kind of lost, yeah, and the lost of this like weird mid card thing. Maybe
playing heels, but they wrestle like baby faces.
Maybe it was a way to just get kind of Trent and Chuck Taylor out of there. Maybe it was a way to get Lucha Bros on Pac's team, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because all three of these guys are kind of lost in this weird shuffle creatively.
Yeah, because they're not in the tag titles, but they want something else to do.
Kind of giving them something else to do. So maybe just kind of all three of those guys is what it was. But yeah, this was the most fun you could have watching a wrestling match, I think.
Yeah. And now the people that haven't seen Orange Cassidy actually wrestle, they know that he can get serious when he needs to.
Yeah, he can, and he will.
And we're looking forward to more.
Certainly.
Let's go.
It's main event time, though.
Main event. The AEW World Heavyweight Championship, defended by Le Champion Chris Jericho, taking on Jon Moxley here. And Jericho had a special entrance. He had this choir out there singing his Judas, which everyone loved.
That was awesome.
The crowd was
that
into
was
it.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Very well done.
I really like that.
Yeah, so these two, they go at it. They start brawling right away into the crowd. Jericho grabs the camera at one point, gives him the finger.
Classic.
A lot of middle fingers on this show.
Classic Jericho middle finger routine.
And then back in the ring, he throws Moxley into the ring post, which busts him open near his injured eye. Another blade job, I think, but they had it, near the busted eye. Mm-hmm. Jericho power bombs him through the timekeeper table, and then other Inner Circle members are out there causing trouble. But then Aubrey Edwards, eventually, she just catches them, and she's had enough of their bullshit, and she ejects them out to a huge pop, one of the biggest pops of the match.
One of the biggest pops of the night. Aubrey Edwards is consistently getting huge pops.
Yeah, and Jericho, he was continuing, little shoves, little pushes on her. That feud. We love that feud. Mm-hmm. But once the Inner Circle's getting kicked out, little Sammy Guevara sneaks up, and he nails Mox with the title belt behind all this, and he slithers away. Jericho covers him, but only gets a 2. So, and Moxley, I think he survives a code breaker as well, a lion tamer attempt. And Jericho goes for the Judas effect, but he ducks out of the way, hits a paradigm shift, and then he lifts off his eye patch to reveal that his eye is healed. He was playing possum this whole match. And then he hits the elevated paradigm shift, and that gets him to 3 count to win the title. Bit of a surprise for me, but I'm okay with that.
He comes away with the win. But surprise for you.
I didn't think Jericho would lose it already, but
you didn't think it was time. It was way longer.
I didn't think it was not time, but I just didn't think it was going to happen already.
Yeah, also way longer than I thought it was. I think they said 182 days. As Jamie, so that's that is a good chunk of time. He's just been the only one.
Yeah, I think to be the first 2 months there was no TV, so we didn't really. That's kind of a free 2 months. of his reign.
Really? I thought he.
Like he won it in August, and then Dynamite debuted October.
Oh,
Maybe like a month and a half.
I thought he won it. I thought that was on the first night of, like their TV debut. I thought was when, or that was the women's match.
Yeah,
okay.
he beat Hangman Page at All Out.
Right. Okay, it's that's coming back to me. Yeah, so I guess
still
yeah,
he had a 8-month reign or something. I don't know.
Whatever that is.
Either way, it was a good enough reign. Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't agree with the decision. I just thought he might have gone a bit longer. But Moxley's going to be a good champion. Crowd loves him. They didn't want him to lose.
Of course. I think his eye patch is coming off was I think that was my idea last week, I think. Was that the eye patch is coming off and he's been okay the whole time.
Yeah. I don't know if the implication was he's been okay the whole time.
Yeah, maybe not okay the whole time, but he's like, I'm okay now, and that was
like, I've been okay, yeah.
And that was exactly what he needed. And this was like a throwback match, right? I mean, the whole night before had all sorts of flips and red hot action and all that sort of stuff. And this was a little bit different. This was somebody finally overcoming the what's been holding them back. It was a different story they got to tell, and it was
and it was. After the match, he cuts a promo about his journey and AEW and all that. And it's funny because he's a multi-time world champion, but in a way, it almost felt like his first world title win.
Yeah, and
like
you could see it in him too.
Yeah,
when he was celebrating that win, this really did feel like his first fucking championship he's ever won.
Yeah, but looking forward to the era of the Moxman leading.
Yeah, the Moxley's era. Because, I mean, my biggest question is, and I hope it's not Bill Goldberg, but who's next?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not ruling him out. I
wouldn't rule him out.
Don't rule him out.
I don't know. I'm guessing they might do one more Jericho match, and then he'll move on. And
maybe. I wonder, and I haven't really looked, so just pure speculation, but I wonder if a band like does Fozzy go on tour in the summer? Would he have the time? You got to wonder is you take the belt off Jericho because he is in that band and he does a lot of shit with that band.
Yeah. I'm sure they're doing some sort of shows and stuff.
Yeah,
but he only has to wrestle once a week.
Or just show up once a week. But I guess there's probably a lot of also like staying in shape. And
now that he's not the champ, he can just show up every couple months.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really what begs the next question, right? What's next for the Inner Circle? They don't really have much going for them right now. Guevara took a loss. Jake Hager took a win.
Yeah, Santana Ortiz were just
they were just kind of there. Jeff Cobb wasn't on the scene, but it's not looking good for the Inner Circle right now.
Yeah, if Jericho is going to not be around as much, they need someone to step in as a new leader for these young men.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. But that was AEW Revolution. One hell of a show. That's all we got to say.
Another great success.
Another barn burner from AEW. And that's going to lead us right into our break, I think. But we're going to come back with the second half of the show. We got trivia. We've got SmackDown. So stick around.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah.
How does that sound?
The go home to the go home show.
It's the go home.
Well, actually, yeah.
Wait, we have a go home show coming up?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends when our next episode is because Elimination Chamber's on Sunday.
Oh my God! Oh, Mike, Mike, I can't do this.
No, but listen. The funny thing is,
you got to keep the shoot calendar regimented.
There's more matches announced for WrestleMania than there is for this pay-per-view. So we only know of 3 matches. At the moment,
Are you serious?
But we do have 2 episodes to get through. Or on a SmackDown.
Yeah, what was the pay-per-view a couple months ago? Where flat out. Yeah. I think we were talking about
the same thing, like 2 or 3 matches at the most.
Maybe it was like Hell in a Cell, or something like that. But either way, folks, let's not get bogged down in what we're going home to. Or from, or whatever, because we are back with the second half of the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast, and let's kick off the second half of the show the way we always do, which is with, there we go, a little bit of trivia.
Trivia. Woo! Trivia.
Mike, I have 4 questions for you.
I have 4 for you.
Oh, we were so close. We're so close on hitting that Big Mac, but I'm gonna kick off this week's trivia because my trivia for you, Mike, is as of course we were talking about. Cody Rhodes got a bold new tattoo on his body.
Yeah.
In a particularly visible region. And so, Mike, we're just going to talk about some other famous wrestling tattoos where I'm going to try to, like, describe the tattoo. And I know this is an audio medium, so it's going to work out, though. I have, like, a series of leading clues about the tattoo that will then kind of lead you to who it is. Okay. And I'm looking for the answer of, like, the wrestler.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're gonna start off a little easier for this first one. Okay, so your first question, or the answer we're looking for, has their ex-wife's name tattooed on their Adam's apple. Mm-hmm. But since their divorce, covered it up.
That would be The Undertaker.
The Undertaker, of course. If you go back to Limp Bizkit era Undertaker, he's got the name Sarah tattooed like directly on there, not even off to the side. Yeah. It's
right in the middle of the neck.
Right in the middle of the neck.
She
SARA, no H, 4 letters.
She was actually involved in a storyline on television for a little bit.
Oh, really?
So she's been, she's on the network somewhere on there.
Check her out. She's on the network. And then he covered it up. Now it's just like all black. I bet it was something a patterny kind of.
Yeah, it just looks like a blue-black blob there now.
It just looks like blue-black blob there, and but it's all good because I'm sure the Undertaker has the name Michelle McCool on his ass, so don't worry.
Something like that. All right, Mr. Mark Calloway.
Okay, what you got for me, Mike?
Okay, we've got for you. I know you've been waiting for it. The return.
Yes.
Of Humdinger.
Oh, perfect.
Is here.
Perfect.
So last time, we had some laughs. It might not have gone so well. So hopefully I picked a couple easier ones this time. But you never know. Either way, we might get a giggle or two out of it.
I'm sure we will. Okay.
Let me tune up the band. All right, the first Humdinger.
yeah, fuck. I was gonna say it's so hard when someone else is singing it. John, you can't see me, Doug.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the intro, is that misleading?
No, that was it exactly. That was it exactly. Yeah, it's like those like couple trumpets.
Yeah, the fanfare.
Going.
Yeah.
That
okay, I'm glad we got it.
We got it, of course. That's a great song. If you're looking for a good song to like wake up to in the morning, you want to set your alarm as John Cena's theme.
It really does. It's got a big fight feel to it. Anytime you hear that track, whether you like Cena or not, you feel like something big.
I think everyone does at this point. I think we're
most people have.
I think if you really don't like him, you're just being a dumbass. I think at that point.
Yeah, I mean he's
proven. Boo him or cheer him, but he's there. So
yeah.
Even I think when we saw John Cena that one time, it was a SmackDown live taping. We 100% booed him on his way out. And then he got into that.
He won us over.
Yeah, he got into that bit with Baron Corbin where he called him a dumpster fire. And then by the end of the promo, it's like, shit.
We loved him.
John, we love you, bud.
Yeah, he's great. He's always been.
Okay.
All right.
Mike, so your tattoo trivia number 2. This person has the Offspring's fiery-faced logo on their shoulder.
That would be James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. Of course, you know what we're looking at. Remember the Offspring? They have that little face, fiery, and he's got it right there.
Yeah, he's a big fan. And I don't know if you know, but his other tattoo is another Offspring logo as well from one of their other albums.
Oh, he does
like
have
this winged angel thing
from
with
the with like 1,000 lies and a good. What was that album called? Fuck.
Rider in the eye.
That's a banger song too. So big.
It's a good
James
song.
Ellsworth, big Offspring fan.
Evidently.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ellsworth. Okay, your next Humdinger.
Okay. I like that you need to take a sip of water first.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't even get to the trumpet part.
I love it. I love that you're going into this like, yeah, that's distorted guitar voice.
Oh yeah, I have to add some effects. But this is going much better than last time. But it'll the next ones will be harder though.
I think last time we were just caught up in how much fun we were having. I think we were just kind of caught.
I did pick some ones like Shayna Baszler that might not have been as easy.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, but yeah, that's great. Okay, perfect, Mike.
That one was good.
Okay, Mike, your third tattoo trivia.
Yes.
This person has the word immortal tattooed on their giant shoulder blades.
Immortal.
Clue number 1. Clue number 2 is we never usually see it because he's too busy just showing off those pythons.
I guess that would have to be Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. There you have it. Okay, so I'm not known for his tattoos, of course, known for his clean kind of body look. At one point in his TNA run, so I guess we're talking, probably like early, mid 2000s or whatever, at a house show, he ripped off his shirt to reveal the words immortal written like huge lettering across the back of his shoulders. I
guess that's why he never takes his shirt off.
Yeah, you can see it. You can probably find a photo online. It probably comes. It's like the whole shoulder blade there. It really goes all the way across.
He's got something on his arm too, like his forearm going down, some letters.
Yeah, he's got some. He's since kind of gotten a few more tattoos. But yes, that's just another one to add to the book.
All right, Hulkster. Okay, round 3. Here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you recognize it?
Fuck, I do.
Yes.
But I think I'm gonna be wrong. See, man, for some reason I was thinking Heavy Machinery.
No,
but it's not them. They were the first people that came to my mind, though.
It is. It's no guitar. It's more of a.
Yeah.
That's a drum and a synth.
I got that. Yeah, that was my that was my one guess. That was my guess.
All right.
Who is it?
MJF.
Oh,
Maxwell
okay.
Jacob. Yes, it's a bit more of a calmer.
Okay, yeah, because we've said that before. AEW, they're just lacking on the good themes right now.
Yeah. So, but I had to throw an AEW.
Of course. They need someone. If they need someone writing themes.
Yeah. I do like his theme though.
The Shoot Brothers are a proven theme writing.
Yes,
squad.
they're definitely, you want to contact them, license some tunes, we might be able to.
I know, I'm sure we could talk. I'm sure we can make something work out. Okay, Mike, your fourth tattoo trivia. Tattoos, they have every single finger tattooed with various logos ranging from the Wu-Tang Clan to Superman. Clue number 1.
Okay.
Clue number 2, last time we saw them, they had covered up an iconic tattoo, not a tattoo of the Iconics, an iconic tattoo for them.
Yeah.
That surrounded their belly button.
I think that would have to be Batista,
of course. Yeah, he had the little fiery sun over his navel there for
belly.
many years. When he showed back up at WrestleMania last year, he had way more tattoos than what he last had.
Yeah, he's got tons.
And it's funny because we I feel like when we see him in movies, like, or you see him in Guardians, he's covered up anyways. So you're just truly surprised how many tattoos this guy actually has. He's fucking covered now.
Yeah, tons.
He has like his chest, the back of his hands.
Tattoo,
no
though.
neck yet.
No neck.
Legs kind of all up and down, all various styles. And yeah, so I checked on his Instagram and he has his fingers tattooed right where, you would get your fingers tattooed to show something off with like, Superman logo, a Wu-Tang Clan logo, an Avengers logo, other sorts of little things that are all sort of things. Just probably leading to a lifetime of nightmare for these Hollywood makeup artists. We're gonna have to cover up like the Pepsi Cola symbol every time he's in a movie.
Deal with it. All right. So there's our tattoo trivia.
Tattoo trivia for the week.
I've got one last humdinger.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's play. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Bring, 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 bring. Bring, 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 bring.
Oh, fuck.
Bring, bring, bring.
Oh, my God.
Bring, 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 bring. You know it?
Fuck, I do know it, but like it's not coming to me, and it's gonna kill me when I hear it.
You can hear that synth?
I can hear it's the bring
modulation.
It's the bring. That's what
how it starts?
That's what
Bring,
I get.
bring.
Yeah, that's what. Oh my God.
You don't get the other part? The other part's my favorite. But no, the bring.
That's what I can like recognize.
Bring.
Fuck. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me, Mike. I got nothing.
It is bro. Matt Riddle.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Bro. It even does that.
It kid starts off with the bro.
That would've
yeah,
been
that
it
would have
too,
killed me. Yeah. Fuck. I knew it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Because it's got that it's got that
I had
it's got
the
that
echo myself.
Compton whatever synth noise.
Yeah.
It's got that Snoop Dogg West
Modulation.
Coast whatever synth sound is.
Whatever. I love it. All right, fun stuff.
That was perfect. What another great week of trivia. Another great. Tattoos and all. It's about time we keep moving on though, because although happening chronologically prior to our Revolution, we did have to get that Revolution pay-per-view out of the way because this is just some normal show with some normal 50-year-old on it. It's SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, they used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. And we're live from, I don't know, somewhere. But it's always fun because we just got home from Saudi Arabia.
They made it this time.
The plane just landed.
Yeah, that would suck for them.
And you would think, a jet lag affects anybody. But I'm sure it affects 50-year-olds just as much as it affects the young stars. But he is pretty tired. He has to get back to his hotel room soon. So we're just going to get it out of the way because Goldberg comes out immediately. He's tired. He wrestled a 4-minute match and then had to take a flight home. That's going to tucker him out. But he's coming off to show off his brand new Universal Championship. And I guess he just said who's next. Did he? He said other. Well,
he gets a good amount of booze from the crowd.
A fair amount of booze.
We're like, what the fuck, man? You shouldn't be here with this title. But yeah, he basically says it's not about who was last; it's about who's next. And then Roman Reigns comes out, so he gets in the ring and says, "I'm next." So that asshole doesn't even have to win an elimination chamber. What the fuck?
And that's what's weird. Okay, because it's kind of like this double thing for me, where it's like I feel like. Yeah, win the chamber.
It's not fair.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's like win the chamber.
If Heath Slater had come out, does that mean it would have been his turn? He's next.
But logically, to me too, Roman Reigns, even if there was a non-match to win, he would be in the top.
Yeah, it's like you'll get a shot.
Anyways, exactly.
You'll get a shot at it, but you got to win something.
Exactly.
So,
It seems like.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. He gets to do it without.
And they showed the graphic after. It's official. They had the WrestleMania graphic done. Roman versus Goldberg. It's official.
Because that's what doesn't make sense to me unless this chamber match is now suddenly for one of the mid-card titles. Like we've switched it to
they did
Intercontinental Championship or something.
They announced later on the show a tag team elimination chamber. So
right. Yeah.
A women's chamber and a tag team. I think it's just those two.
Exactly. The women's and the tag. But yeah, if you were following it in the in the order of the show, that would be your first thought was, how does Roman get this opportunity? And wait, isn't the opportunity supposed to present itself next week or something?
No, instead he just gets it. Apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah. But I don't know. Let's go to the ring for some women's action. We got Bailey taking on Naomi, who she just beat in Saudi. And, Bailey gets on the microphone in the middle of the match. She makes that point. She says she shouldn't even be here in front of you little idiots. And then she introduces Sasha Banks, who we haven't seen in a while. Always good to have her back. So Bailey cheap shots Naomi. They fight. Naomi hits a rear view, goes for a pin, but Sasha breaks it up, causing the DQ. And then they gang up on Naomi until Lacey Evans comes out to make the save. So we get a tag match, of course.
What better way to make a tag match than by having 4 people?
Yeah. So Lacey, Naomi versus the Boss Hug Connection. They're back.
They're back, baby. They're back.
Yeah.
Gotta love a team with a name.
Lacey gets a hot tag, runs wild. Naomi hits a big kick, sunset flip. The good guys get the win. That's all there is.
That's all there is to it. Are we running out of options? What's going on here with the SmackDown Women's Division?
Well, it's definitely the least focused of the 3.
Bailey hasn't really clicked as a heel this whole time.
Yeah. All I need is Lacey winning that title at Mania. I don't care what they do.
And that's where we're going, I guess.
They don't seem to care what they do either until the match.
Because the chamber match we have to determine is Raw women only.
Yeah.
Charlotte is occupied, or she's not involved in the SmackDown's picture, so I don't know.
Yeah. So they'll do something.
Throw 3 of them in a ring together and let them go for it.
Yeah, they'll do something.
Yeah, maybe not like a Naomi, Lacey, Bailey thing, or maybe even add Sasha Banks to that. Right? Have it be all 4. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, we'll need like you were saying earlier, half the fucking card is made up anyways. But we don't have really anything multi-person going on right now. No triple threats.
Yeah, all the mid card still needs to get figured out.
Yeah, and
like the heavy machinery, if they're gonna win the tag titles, that's the place for them to do it. He wins. He kisses Otis, or he kisses Mandy.
Otis and Tucker plant them on each other, and
but yeah, we'll get to some of that. But let's go. Kofi Kingston taking on Robert Roode. Behind the ref's back, Roode slams the stairs, pretends that Big E did it, so Big E gets tossed from the ring. So Ziggler's outside causing shit, helping Roode. He fucks with Kofi. Roode rolls him up and gets a 3 count. Kofi's been pinned by Robert Roode.
Yikes.
Can you believe this man was champion?
Not too long ago.
Yeah. So poor Kofi.
At this time last year, he was in the midst of one of the best pushes we've seen on the main roster in a long time.
Kofi Mania was running wild, but
it was in all of our hearts and our thoughts.
Yeah, just like this man. I guess we cut backstage. We see Sonya and Mandy. They're watching. They're watching Ziggler and Roode out there, and Sonya says, "Hey, your man seems happy," and Mandy smiles. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So what's going on? We don't know. Then we see footage of Otis watching backstage, and he's looking all sad and glum. And Tucker's there, and he's like, "Something's not right, man. I love you, but sometimes the guy just doesn't get the girl. You got to let Mandy go. But next week we're gonna get back out there."
Yeah, so, bros before hoes. It's been said before.
Yeah, I mean, but
I've still got hope. I've still got hope.
Yeah, it's not over.
It's not over,
Ross and Rachel. How many years did it take them?
Ross and Rachel will never be over, or so I'm told. Never
the show's over,
show.
And they were together on the last episode.
Oh, okay, good. But who knows what's happened since then?
Yeah, Netflix could be like, "Hey, you want $1 billion to bring the show back?"
I want $1 billion.
That's literally.
That's what they would say. That's how they'd phrase it too.
Hey, you want $1 billion?
Want $1 billion, kid?
Yeah. All right. Now we get an Intercontinental title contract signing for Braun Strowman. And then I guess, they all end up signing. Braun, Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sammy. It's going to be a 3-on-1 handicap match. So they all signed. They beat Braun up and hit a cool little double suplex haluva kick through the table.
WWE loves booking Braun Strowman in multi-man, 3-on-1 matches. Loves doing that.
Yeah. And the handicap team never wins the title match. It never happens.
Never. Or I'm sure, yeah. I would wonder what the one case of it happening was.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened, but almost not.
Yeah. Which is, we need this belt. I keep forgetting that it looks like that now.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it still
blackened
doesn't
thing.
look kind of normal to me, so I still see it sometimes, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it was the one belt that they didn't need to change the design of.
Right, yeah. It was the one that was good.
So, yeah, but whatever.
Whatever.
Daniel Bryan is taking on Curtis Axel, and Drew Gulak is there on commentary. But, Curtis Axel, he gets a little bit of a fight, but Bryan puts him out of his misery with the label lock and forces him to tap out. But it seems like they're building something with Gulak and Bryan here.
Bryan and Gulak is what the payoff will have to be, and this will be another case, one of those cases of, like, if they don't give, if it, they've been building it, and if they don't give it to us, then they clearly gave up on it, right? Let's just see it through. I like Drew
hopefully.
Gulak. His little PowerPoints and shit.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
a good wrestler. He's a good character. Let's see more.
Yeah.
And The Miz and John Morrison come out to cut a promo about winning the tag titles. And then, that's when we do get the announcement that they will defend those titles at the Elimination Chamber against New Day, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Rude and Ziggler, and the Usos.
Lucha House Party, they're still there. They're always kicking around.
They're still there. They need to...
So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Just have fucking 10 dudes in there smashing away on each other. John Morrison's gonna do a big flippy off one of the pods. Kofi's gonna climb up the cage and then do his little what's that called when he just kind of like falls back? It's like
Trust fall?
It's like not. Yeah, is it just called trust fall?
Trust fall? I think they call it trust fall.
Which will be great.
It'll be fun. If we're good, 2 chamber matches is fine.
Yeah,
One
that
women's,
sort of
one
seems to
men's.
be the new standard now, right? Give one to the men, give one to the women, and absolutely not having a single elimination chamber for the next 365 days. And then we go right back to it.
Yes. But then these guys do have a match. Miz and Morrison take on the Usos. Pretty standard affair until Jimmy hits a Canadian destroyer off the second rope.
It was destroyer light. It was really close. It didn't. It looked like I also kind of popped. It was great. It was good.
For Jimmy. I've never seen it from him before.
Of course, yeah. Like, John Morrison could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
so that was cool.
Because I think that's how that one works, right? It's like a destroyer is like 90% the person taking it.
It's harder for the guy taking it. He's basically got to do a backflip.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, because you're pretty much doing all the work, and the other guy is just kind of.
Well, the other guy still has to flip forward. But it's easier to front flip than back
of course.
flip.
I mean, of course. Both have a high level of difficulty, of course.
Yeah. Either way, I think his was still a bit smoother than Dustin's. But,
I remember that one.
Yeah, but no, it was good. And then after Jay hits the splash, they get the win. So some momentum going to that chamber.
And also, somewhere in the midst of this match was another one of those glitches.
Oh yeah,
going down, of course, and the announcers keep going past it as if it's not happening, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
It makes it look like it's just for us. The shoot meter's flying hot. Mike, any changes? What you think this? What we're teasing towards?
No, I think it'll be a new debuting wrestler.
So a new debut, not a repackage.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know,
or something like that. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I like to think it's gonna be somebody new. I heard some reports, or I think a rumor about a possible Mustafa Ali repackage. He's got that same kind of similar sort of aesthetic, and we haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I heard rumor Killer Cross is another one.
Isn't that
The WWE.
from the Suicide Squad? It's
That's Killer Croc.
Oh, okay. Who's Killer Cross?
But, Killer Cross, I forget where he used to wrestle, but he signed recently with WWE, so there's rumors of him debuting imminently.
Oh, okay, like an independent guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know his whole history, but that's just we'll see the shoot meters. That's why
We'll see. Yeah, that's why we're metering. Yeah, like I said, I'll have to look into who this Killer Cross guy is. Yeah, I still think it's somebody debuting. No idea who it could be though.
Yeah.
No
For
idea.
Mustafa Ali, like I get that people say that because like the light thing, but like as a character, it doesn't really make sense for his character, like this mysterious, cryptic thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah, because see, and the other thing about this, like, and Bray Wyatt kind of did the same thing when he was popping in there with little Firefly Funhouse promos, right? Or like there was like just go to Mercy the Buzzard, and then it was off. Because I like to think that this person's character has to somehow involve like a knowledge of technical equipment.
I don't know if they'll ever explain stuff like that.
So yeah, but I like to think that this guy is so smart he's sneaking it past Fit Finley.
Okay. Well, like when Undertaker comes around, is he supernaturally powering the lights, or is that all approved ahead of time?
That's a good point. No, I think Taker and Fit have that sort of relationship where Taker can just sort of like nod at him, and Fit knows what to do. Like he's done this enough times. He's cued enough big dongs that he can, that he just, you know, it's natural for him now. I think the majority of that performance is probably then on Fit Finley. You know, Undertaker has to take a step every 10 seconds, and Fit Finley's coordinating all these lights, turning off, and all these video single-handedly.
The smoke machine, he's doing it all.
He's just sitting back there vaping really hard, trying to get all this fucking smoke out.
Puffing big clouds.
Puffing big old vape clouds.
Irish
unsung
cream
hero,
flavor.
Irish cream hero, unsung hero of the WWE, and a big supporter of the women's division. Let's move on because
anytime we can talk about Fit Finley.
Anytime we can talk about Fit Finley, you know, he's so over on this show. But speaking of over, like Rover, we've been advertised for weeks now. He was recently revealed to be Dom Tortorello's brother in Fast and Furious 9. He's got a big old full set of hair. His name's John Cena.
He's hanging on to it.
He's hanging on. His name's John Cena, and he is live right in front of our face. And he comes to that response that, you know, that's what happens to, you know, superstars these days. Legends.
It's loud. He gets a loud response.
That's what happens every time now. Yeah.
He's fired up. He hasn't been here in over a year.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So he's jumping out. He's hyped up. He cuts a promo. Talks about WrestleMania, and he says his role. You know, his role may have changed around here, but he's always a WWE superstar. And what's he doing at this year's Mania? Well, he's doing something different because he knows guys work hard all year for hoping for that moment, and he's passionate about the future. So he's going to do the right thing. And this year's Mania should go on without John Cena. So this is not goodbye. This is goodbye for now. It's the right thing to do. And, you know, he's paying in respect. So he says he says all that shit. He goes to leave. He puts the microphone down. He walks up the ramp. And then the lights shut down. So we all know who it is. The Fiend's back. He's recovered from Goldberg's jackhammer. And he just points at the WrestleMania sign, signifying his challenge. And then Cena tips his cap to say yes. So it's on.
It's on right after we said why that there's no way that could be on.
Why couldn't this just be the Universal title match?
Why couldn't this have just been the Universal title match?
Goldberg
and just have
versus
Goldberg
Roman
and Roman
happen?
do something else?
Yeah,
why
it could just be a legend.
Why? See, this is what's absolutely
that one little thing would have made both matches better.
You could have gotten you could have gotten two birds stoned at once so easily by giving
stoned at once.
You know, we could have given John Cena his 17th fucking championship, the one that the video guy thought that Ric Flair had. that one guy, and and have the Fiend a champion until WrestleMania, right? Losing at a fucking Saudi show just sort of devalues so many things, though. You know, it's so different than losing at WrestleMania.
And to Goldberg of all fucking people. In the 3 minutes,
you could have had Goldberg Roman some other way.
Yeah, it didn't need the belt. It would have been like the Batista Triple H type match last year, just like a Legends match, middle of the card.
Exactly, and have Cena go over on Bray Wyatt in WrestleMania, and then have him fucking forfeit the belt the next night. It really doesn't matter. Like,
he doesn't even have to forfeit it. He could lose it in a month,
or lose it next time you're done filming a movie. It really doesn't matter. You know what? That being said, this is going to be a great build up to a match.
Yeah, it should still be fun.
It should
but
still
now,
be a lot of fun.
I think now this gives the Fiend the opportunity to get a big win because there's no title on the line, so he can win.
Now, here's the thing too. Like, especially John Cena, he's the future. Blah blah blah. He was saying all that stuff in the promo, and John Cena's the guy who's going to go down out on his back. Mm-hmm. You know, and which is great. Which he has done before. He did this to I think he had a match with Roman a couple years back where he really put him over. I think he had a match with Finn where he also put him over.
Yeah. Nakamura.
Sorry, that's who it was. This will be a lot of fun to see. I hope they get time, and I hope it gets to be they do get to build themselves towards something. Bray is really smart, and John Cena is just great in front of the crowd.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I forget I had something else, but whatever.
It's something else? I think this is where the,
Something
I think
else,
this is where the show
something else
ended.
to say about that, but it's gone.
Oh, just something else
It's
to
just
say.
something related
about,
to Wyatt. I think that either way, Roman wins the Universal title, and then we'll still end up getting The Fiend versus Roman shortly after WrestleMania anyway.
That'll still happen. If not, what's the next? I think it's Money in the Bank is the next one after that now. Right? These days, yeah.
Sometimes there's probably another Saudi show. I don't know. Well, I don't want to look that far ahead.
I did read we're going back. No, we're going back in November. We're going back to Saudi.
Okay, good. So they kind of moved things around a bit.
Yeah.
So they used to have like the Greatest Royal Rumble in May or something, but
no,
now they
I
just
think
have two Super Showdowns.
Yeah, well, I think because one of them was in Australia. Remember that? But now I think they've kiboshed that, and now we're just going to Saudi every like February and then like October. The February, October.
Yeah, they'll always be Crown Jewel in October, November. And
Maybe. Yeah. Have
whatever.
you noticed?
Fuck 'em.
Or I didn't notice. They've been switching fucking cities on us the whole time. I don't know if you've seen this.
From, like Jeddah to
each of these Saudi events have been in not only different arenas but different cities.
Yeah, I noticed the arenas were different.
I was like, Jesus Christ, how many fucking places, different huge stadiums these guys have to put up shows.
Yeah,
Which is
all that money,
with all that Jesus Christ. But there you have it. That was SmackDown Live. John Cena is back in action. We have our chamber matches set up, and we still have some Go Hope shows before that pay-per-view. And that's about all the time we have, I think, for this week.
Yes, other than the final segment as always.
Final segment as always. It is the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the wrestler of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week.
Mike, this is one of those weeks where I think both of us are waiting for the other one to give their answer, so we don't have to be like.
Is it gonna be a three-peat?
So we don't have to give it. My God, I don't really know this.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I'll step up to the plate here.
Okay.
But, we're 2 weeks in a row.
We are 2 weeks in a row
of unanimous decision, and we've done this before. So I'm gonna do it again.
Wait. Before you do it, I was gonna suggest we do a 1, 2, 3 name.
We can if you want.
Just to see, because we're putting a lot on the line right here, because I'm sure if we have different answers, I'm sure we have different answers for our own reasons. If we have the same answer, we have the same answers for the exact same reasons. I think we should do a 1, 2, 3 say it. Okay, how's that go? Okay, ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, ready, Mike? 1,
Ready.
2,
1, 2,
3. Orange Cassidy.
Adam Page.
Adam Hangman Page doing it for you.
And Kenny Omega.
And
as a
Kenny
tag
Omega,
team.
the tag team of course.
We're allowed to do tag teams.
Of course, yeah, we are.
But,
Yeah.
Sorry. But no, that's, Orange Cassidy, great choice as well. But no, so we did not get the three-peat, unfortunately, folks. But no, Orange Cassidy, he was right up there. He was in the running as well. Every week, I usually have 4 or 5 names written down, and then I pick. Some weeks, I only have one. You only need one.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Paige and Kenny and Orange Cassidy, you have written your names on the walls.
Yeah, you know what, and same thing with you, Mike. I think Kenny Omega was the one I had if I had to nitpick and choose kind of between those two guys. That match on the weekend really showed me that I think Kenny Omega is like the best at this. If there was, kind of one performance to see it of someone, I'm like, okay, Kenny Omega might be the best at this thing. He might be the LeBron James or the Giannis Antetokounmpo of professional wrestling right now. But I really just had to give it to Orange Cassidy because this is what I have been waiting for personally, also for a long time.
It was an amazing performance.
Was the debut, and I was so hot sitting here by myself. I was sitting on my couch, I was drinking coffee, and I was just fucking hot. And you don't have to feel that way, and so I had to give it to him for that.
I was hot, very hot for that match.
This was a lot of fun, and I also like watching the pay-per-view in general. I was at work on Saturday. We were gonna watch it at work. but our internet was down for some reason. So I didn't get the chance to watch it at work, and it would have been a whole different, an entirely different experience for me. And I got to watch it the next morning with my coffee, slept in a little bit.
Yes. Fully immersed
in the entire pay-per-view, and there you have it. Those were our wrestlers of the week. We couldn't quite go for the three-peat, but
that's okay. It's not scripted.
This is unscripted. But man, Mike, I was really banking on you picking Orange Cassidy.
It was a close call.
It was a risk.
It was a risk. So many good matches. So many good matches.
If there wasn't so much good stuff to choose from, it may be a bit of an easier. But that's all the time we have this week on Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Rate, review, like, subscribe. We're everywhere, baby, and we're apparently putting out content all the time now. Apparently, we put out shows every fucking.
We got past that Christmas rush of other things in life, and now we're back to try and some weeks 2 episodes in a week.
Sometimes we're doing 2 episodes in a week. Stay tuned for
like
special
2 in
episodes.
2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't even know. We need special episodes.
Yes, we still have movie review episodes, things.
Well,
like that.
we can plan for those, and then I think in the business they say that they're in the can. That way, if we can't actually make a weekly show, we can still release an episode in the can, as it were.
Yeah,
but
as if
it was live. But anyways, that was all the time we have. Thanks for listening to the show again, and Mike, you take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, have a good one, fellas.